is. So if we now recording, if we
There we
jump
go.
from a topic to another topic, don't mind it. It's just us talking randomly.
Okay, let me just get my people caught up to date since I recorded late. Yo, everybody, this is me and Daniel's podcast. We decided to make one real quick. We're not sure if we want to call it a podcast yet because it's just us talking a bunch of shit, to be honest. So yeah, we're just going to be switching in between topics. Like for instance, we're going to talk about gaming, then YouTube. We're just going to be ourselves right now. So yeah, we can get started if you want to. I don't mind.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So let's jump on the topic of YouTube.
Okay, yeah. I think we should start talking about how the money and
Yeah,
like how YouTube has been changing since last year, and I think it's changing for the worst, in my opinion.
yeah. YouTube's algorithm has changed so much of the past year. Since this year with the stuff, if you don't upload for kids, your content can get demonetized instantly or not, depending on what you say. it, if you take it as in the old days as well, it was never like that.
It was
Even if you
much better.
swear too much,
It's
your
still
videos wouldn't
fine.
even get demonetized. Sure, there are certain words that are too strong, but still, it's up to the viewer if he wants to watch the content or not. And you also have a feature that you can say, don't recommend this channel to me on
Oh
YouTube.
yeah.
So that also works a lot and helps a lot because I do it a lot if I don't want to watch a certain person.
Yeah, but the thing is, YouTube needs to get like I'm just gonna be honest, they need to get their shit straight because even now, if you're a family-friendly channel, you don't get as much money because I read something online that if you are a family-friendly content, your channel might not get monetized. It's stupid if you ask me, but I don't know if that's just what I read. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I mean, YouTube needs to figure out what they want. Do they want family-friendly content or do they want swearing? Because at this point,
Yeah,
if you swear, you get more money. It's from what I've read.
yeah. You see, it also runs off of um like the, how can I say, the creators' content.
Yeah.
Because if you look at 90% of the creators now in these days, they, most of them swear. And it's not out of
Yeah.
intention just to do it every single minute or every single second. It's
It's
just
just
a
because
normal
it's like slip
reaction.
ups.
Yeah, it's like a slip up. Everyone does it, especially if you play like scary games. Like you're going to slip up and say something. It's like if you hold that back, like the content, like a lot of people can agree, without somebody like raging or rage quitting, or
It's
that
not
makes a
it's not
video actually like really funny.
enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it worth it.
Mm.
And that's what I think makes the videos golden. Because okay, I'm just going to take like a few YouTubers as an example. If you take like Terrorizer and Dai,
Vanos and them.
yeah, if you take them, if they play golf it, or golf with friends, if Terrorizer doesn't screw over Dai, you don't get the funny
It won't be as
content.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
won't be as
literally
funny.
not funny at all.
Yeah, you need to have something that makes the video a good element. Now, scary games already have their own elements. Scaring the shit
Yeah.
out of someone so that you can actually see they get scared, that works. That helps 100%. Now, if you take
Yeah.
simple games like Mario Kart and all of those stuff, those games are made, if you're not playing competition or whatever on them, you actually like have to screw each other over. That's what the games are for,
Yeah,
so
to
you
make
can
it
get a
fun.
laugh out of the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I suppose that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. YouTube doesn't like they constantly say, "Oh, we are making we are going to try and change YouTube for the better and make it fun for everybody else," but they are literally destroying the platform. I mean, I know, like, if you want to swear, sure, go ahead and swear, but don't swear. But let's say like with this, like if you swear, you lose a lot of money. You hardly get any money from,
Yeah,
because
but
one of my friends, he's quite a big YouTuber. He has, I think, maybe 1,000 subscribers, maybe 2,000, 3,000, and he told me he hardly gets any money. So what I would do if I was the CEO, I would literally say you can swear, but don't demonetize everything. Like I would say you would get 70% of the profit instead of 100%. That's what I
or
would do.
or, or not even that. The a really good idea, what I've actually been thinking about a while, is if you want a kid's YouTube, make a kid's YouTube. Like,
They have one, but it's not good at all, if I'm being really honest.
yeah, but you see, that
YouTube
one is
Kids.
made for like 10 to 12-year-olds, or wait,
Oh, yeah,
8 to
yeah.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
It's for
made
the
for,
younger demographic.
yeah, it's made for the younger kids. So either you must put in your policy that this is a thing for, wait, let's say like from 14 to up, like to
Yeah,
100 years old channel, because
yeah,
I have I've actually heard by YouTubers and stuff when they're at like expos and stuff. There's older people in their 40s, 50s that come up to them and say their video content is actually good. But then
it's
you go and watch like other videos on YouTube that there are older people that disagree because they swear too much, they're
yeah,
inappropriate. And that's the thing. They're not doing it on purpose, it's for content. And
yeah.
they didn't
It's
do it on purpose for content. It's just it's
mm,
there and
it's
it
just like
happens.
slip ups and whatever. Yeah, it's like you said with a YouTuber with older people. I saw a video the other day of a fan. You probably know David Dobrik. Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of David Dobrik's fans. She got her dad actually into the vlogs, and I mean, he's something in his 50s. And there's also another fan whose grandma is a huge fan of David Dobrik. And I mean, it's for me, it's amazing to see that, like, you don't really get the like I don't want to call them old people, like the older generation. You don't get them. You wouldn't see them, like, for instance, they wouldn't listen our kind of music. So it's quite interesting to see them actually watch the new generation of videos and stuff. But I mean, it's really cool to see that,
Yeah, but you
in my
see,
opinion.
the best part of it is um, that they are more open-minded about how
Yeah,
the world is changing and how
instead
the
of like the other
generation is
people, like
changing.
it's, yeah, it's more of the group that isn't that kind of people. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
mention the names, but it's not those kind of, let's
yeah,
say, older generation.
yeah. And if you take it now with you get a lot of people that are not they're not I don't want to say narrow minded, but they're not open to new stuff as easy. So if they see like a guy that streams every single day for money, or he makes videos for YouTube for money, um
Yeah,
they think in their head, why is this guy 30 years old and still playing video games? It's they
yeah,
don't find the point of that's what he wanted to do as his dream job. He loved to entertain people. He's not necessarily doing it for the money.
mm,
The money is
is an extra.
something that comes with the benefit of doing it and helps the creator to continue doing it. Because if you have to work a 6 to 8 job or a 6 to 5 job every single day, you're not going to have a lot of time to do
Yeah,
YouTube. And
yeah,
YouTube takes a lot of time. It's now in these days, you have to do a lot to actually pull content in. In the old days, you just had to upload a video, and
it was sort of
a
funny.
lot of people, especially the smaller communities, got pushed out a lot. And now
Mm,
the smaller communities get pushed down a
yeah.
lot. And there's actually a lot of big YouTubers that I've heard talk about it,
Hmm.
that say the smaller channels don't get a lot of recognition because everybody's watching the big channels.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna mention that. I'm not. I no. I'm not trying to throw shade against this guy, but I mean, a guy like Morgs, you know him. Like, I mean,
Mm,
his content isn't. It doesn't make sense. He's obnoxious. He's loud and whatever, and gets a lot of views, but because he knows he's smart about it, what he's doing. So I mean, you have to be really smart, and and you have to exactly know what like demographic to target. For instance, he's of course targeting little like kids. That sounds so wrong, but you
Yeah,
know what I mean. He's targeting kids, so he knows exactly what he needs to do and how he needs to act. So he's really smart about what he's doing, even though he's not, even though his content is really annoying to us. I mean, kids love it, and of course they're gonna love it because he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's really smart for doing that, if I'm being really honest.
yeah. But first, remember, it's not made like for us as like
Yeah,
it's not made for our age.
yeah, we
So
wouldn't enjoy it.
it's made for the younger kids, and they like it more. So he's succeeding in what he aimed at
What he was
doing.
planning to, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. And I think the reason also a lot of YouTubers are switching to streaming is because YouTube's algorithm is getting too sensitive or too for the YouTubers, so they're not making as much. But you see, with the
Yeah.
thing with streaming is you still have your policies, what you need to run against and stuff, but it's not as strong on Twitch or Mixer.
Mm.
It's not as strong on there.
Yeah, that's why
And
I love Mixer, because I stream on Mixer sometimes. That's why I prefer to do live streaming on Mixer instead of YouTube.
yeah, and
Mm.
if you go and look, it's not just for watching the content creators, but if you go and look at actual big, not YouTubers, but streamers, most of the
Yeah.
streamers go to Twitch or Mixer because
Yeah,
on
because YouTube is
YouTube,
too strict.
YouTube is more like it's gameplay central. You have to have like a whole gameplay of something to do. And when I watched one of Jack's videos just the other day, and he said, like if somebody's playing like let's take Warzone for example, he
Yeah.
wants the people like to say, okay, I'm going to do this. And then he wants the people to say why they are doing it. So he can learn more about the game. But you see, while you're
Oh.
doing that and streaming on the same time, it's not as easy.
Yeah.
Um, but sure, it's informational. You like and
Mm.
educational. You learn a lot about what the person is doing and why he's doing that. Um, and I think that's also something you can get a lot out of Fortnite because
Yeah.
that helps a lot.
Mm. Yeah, it's I think what he said is right. I think if you in my opinion, if you really want to grow, listening to what you just said, that's actually a smart way of somehow standing out of like from the other channels, because nobody says why they, for instance, need to do this to complete the mission, or why or whatever. It's just straightforward. They just make jokes and whatever. They don't focus on explaining why you need to do it, because if like in a lot of games I struggle. For instance, let's just take Fortnite for example. I would struggle to do that, to know how to use a sniper or whatever, and then if you find somebody that explains you exactly how to use it, and how the, like, let's say how far you need to aim above the guy to actually hit him or whatever, that's going to be really helpful, and you will get a lot of subscribers because people would want to see more, because you explain how to do stuff and not just play the game like a lot of people, like 99% of all the gaming YouTubers do. So I think
Yeah,
what Jack said is really smart on that
yeah.
on that
And
side.
you see, that type of content was big when YouTube first started because everybody
Yeah,
did tutorials on like
how to
Minecraft,
do this,
on
and
how
yeah, yeah,
to get diamond blocks the easiest way, what levels you can find diamonds the most in, and
yeah.
like how to get a horse in Minecraft or all those types of stuff, those
Yeah,
tutorial
easily.
stuff. Yeah, that's easier to get views and people drawn in because if you go and look, if you're struggling with a level in a game, you're going to fall to YouTube to go and see, okay, listen, how do I get this right? How do I do it? And that's where the
Yeah,
tutorial videos come in. And that's where the those content creators make their
yeah,
money and their views and their watch time and everything. And one of the things I I see is overrated at this point is your watch time, because in the old days, watch time didn't really matter. So it didn't
Yeah,
matter how
now
long the people were looking at your videos. It's just the
now
fact
it
that
does.
they did look at your video and that they clicked on it. That's all
Yeah,
that mattered. Now your biggest thing is watch time. If your watch time's not big, your video doesn't get recommended. Anything
yeah,
from 10 minutes and lower doesn't get recommended that
mm,
easily. It's really hard to get your video up.
yeah. It's really
And
stupid, if you ask me.
the fact that I can understand that they push it to 1,000 subscribers before you can even get close to getting monetized.
Yeah,
And that's understandable because you need an audience big enough to make the watch time. But you
yeah,
see, once again, it falls to the watch time. And there's not a lot of games. Well, there's a lot of games, but there's not a lot that you're able to do proper gameplay on that is single player. Because if you
yeah,
go and look, it's more scary games like Resident Evil, and then indie scary games that you're able to play that are
yeah,
solo and that actually give you the scare, like Five Nights at Freddy's and all of those stuff. And other games don't really have that, because if you play with friends, it's better because it's more
yeah.
content. It just helps with your
Funnier.
video and everything. So if you do YouTube these days, it's better to do it like with a friend, like here, and
Yeah,
instead of doing it alone. Because even if you go and look at the YouTubers' videos, like go and look at Vanos and then go and look at Jack or Markiplier. I can't take PewDiePie now because what happened to him and T series, but
oh fuck yeah,
yeah, he's like out of the count with subscribers, so you can't really take that. Vanos' channel is basically his main channel is just based on friends and gameplay
yeah,
with friends. So it's Golf It, it's Gmod. Gmod's the biggest part of it. Death runs, everything like that, with all of his friends, the laughter, the killing each other, all of that helps
yeah.
with boosting whatever he has, and that's how why he's such a big content creator. Even though he doesn't upload every day, he
He
uploads
still
like
gets
what
a lot, like
he
a lot of
uploads
views.
what
I
like
think like twice, maybe
yeah, twice a
four
week.
times a week around there.
Yeah, it's it's like twice
It
a week
depends on
or three
how.
times a week or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's three times. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
but
it's
I mean,
like
yeah,
twice. I'm not
we
sure.
can check later. We can check later. It's fine. But
Yeah,
yeah, I love his content is especially for me because his content's enjoyable. It's funny to see how him and his friends react to, for instance, him killing other people. It's and even just the dumb jokes they make that makes their content special and different to others. And I think Vanos, he okay, doesn't pull as much views as he used to. I noticed that, but I mean, he still gets a lot of views. And I think if you want to become big in YouTube these days, you need to have a good friend group that is willing to record with you. And that's one thing that sucks really hard because um not like most of my friends don't like the idea of being YouTubers, except for the small group we have on Discord. By the way, I'll put links in the description. Haha. Sorry, I had to make a little self promotion there. But yeah, it's like you need to have a good friend group that is willing to record with you and is willing to make funny content and whatever with you to be able to make it big in today's YouTube, which I think is a bit dumb. What I would do, this is something I just thought of. Maybe they should make like uh, for gaming, they should make two categories. Like for if you, for instance, just want to watch like single player gameplay and whatever, go you should upload on that side of YouTube. And then if you want to do like multiplayer game modes, gaming and whatever, you should upload on that side. Like in let's say for in real life too, if you want to do a collab with a bigger YouTube, for instance, James Charles, and he does a lot of collabs like that. You should go onto the collabing side of things. Like I think
yeah,
that should be a good idea because it will give smaller creators a bit more recognition because people
yeah,
if you go onto YouTube and it's gaming, it's just
yeah,
mixed up. Like if you like, let's say I watch your video, for instance, and it's solo gameplay, I oftentimes get recommended of other bigger multiplayer, like Vanos' group. I always see that in my recommended. If I watch your videos, none of my other friends with single player, I want to see Markiplier's videos. So I think they should make like categories on their own, so that it's
Yeah,
just for those group and just for that group. I think that'll be good.
yeah, and that's gonna help a lot actually as well.
Yeah,
And then one of the other big things is with YouTube is the money part, but you can't
yeah,
stretch it. You can't stretch it too much. It's fine if you make for every 25 views $1, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to make money off that video, even if it's
yeah.
not demonetized, or even if it's monetized. The probability of you making money is really low.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people are on Twitch. But you see, from Twitch, you're relying on your followers, your subscribers to like donate money. And it is really harsh, but it is what people they donate, and they do that to keep on continue to watching their favorite Twitch streamer, like
Mm.
let's say for instance Tifu or a Phase member.
Ninja or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you donate so they can continue to do what they love to do, and you can continue watching them because you love to watch them play games because you like how they play, and
Mm.
that's what really helps for you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm changing the topic. But speaking of Twitch streamers, I think Twitch is taking it a bit far. I know this is off topic, but I just had to say this. Like the story with Alinity and the gold Twitch streamers. That's why a lot of big streamers like Ninja is switched to what's called mix.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, but you see, one of the big things with Switch is because it's just straight streaming, their policy isn't that hard on the people, so they can keep the people there. And um, girl viewers don't, girl streamers don't necessarily pull more views. That is something I have recognized. It also depends on what games you're playing on Twitch, because at this moment, Valorant is taking the streaming world over, but Valorant is like nothing on YouTube because it is not made for playthroughs, and YouTube is made for playthroughs on games and funny content. And Valorant is competition and all of those types of stuff, and that's where Twitch and Mixer come really big in. Yeah, you see, yeah, see that's the big thing is she's using it to not just pull views and all of those types of stuff, but it's not it's hard for Twitch to strike her with anything because she's not doing anything against the policy. If she had to do that on YouTube, she would be striked for being against the policy because YouTube has a strict policy against um, showing off your body and making anyone else feel bad about them and stuff like that. So it's not as easy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see, there's a lot of variety, um, especially on Twitch. That's why there's a lot of streamers that try and go family friendly on Twitch, so they don't go that hard against the policy. Because again, on Twitch, if you swear or anything like that, you're not you're not going to get recommended